McDonald's is one of the world's most recognizable fast food brands, but it began as a single small restaurant in 1940. This is the story of how two brothers revolutionized the restaurant business and how a persistent milkshake machine salesman saw their success and turned it into a global empire. In 1940, brothers Richard and Maurice McDonald opened a drive-in restaurant in San Bernardino, California. It was originally a typical car-hop drive-in with a large menu. Customers would park and have their orders delivered by waitresses. After a few years, the McDonald brothers noticed most of their profits came from a few simple items: hamburgers, French fries, and drinks. They decided to drastically reshape their business. In 1948, the brothers shut down their restaurant for 3 months and completely streamlined its operations. When they reopened, it was a walk-up stand with a very limited menu. Just burgers, fries, and a few beverages. This bold move was risky, but it would help change fast food forever. The McDonald brothers' new system focused on speed, efficiency, and cost-cutting. They eliminated almost everything that slowed down service. There were no car hops, no indoor seating, and no real dishware. The food was served in disposable paper wrapping. Customers would come to the window to order and pick up their food, which was already prepared almost by the time they paid. In the kitchen, the brothers developed an assembly line process they called the speedy service system. Each worker had a specific role, like grilling burgers, assembling them, or bagging orders. This way, meals could be assembled in seconds rather than minutes. The McDonald brothers restaurant was revolutionary in efficiency. By focusing on a small menu, they could ensure quality and consistency with every item. Their innovative self-service model eliminated the need for waitstaff. This streamlined approach allowed the McDonald brothers to slash prices and serve far more customers than a traditional diner. A hamburger cost just 15 cents, which was about half the price of competing restaurants at the time. The speedy service and rock-bottom prices drew crowds of families and teenagers. The small stand became extremely popular with locals who loved getting tasty burgers, fries, and milkshakes in mere moments. The McDonald brothers had essentially invented modern fast food: quick service, standardized preparation, and affordable meals. Their success in San Bernardino was about to catch the attention of someone who would take their idea nationwide. In 1954, Ray Kroc entered the picture. Kroc was a 52-year-old traveling milkshake machine salesman from Illinois. At a time when many people might have been thinking of retirement, Ray Kroc was looking for his next big opportunity. He had spent years selling a product called the multi-mixer, a machine that could mix 5 milkshakes at once. One day, Kroc noticed that an unusually large order of multi-mixer machines had come from a small restaurant in faraway California. This turned out to be the McDonald brothers establishment. They had ordered 8 multi-mixers at one time, something practically unheard of. Most establishments only need 1 or 2. This immediately caught Kroc's attention. Why on earth, he wondered, would one hamburger stand need to make 40 shakes at the same time? Curious, Ray Kroc decided to visit the McDonald brothers restaurant in San Bernardino to see it for himself. When he arrived, Kroc was amazed by what he saw. The operation was efficient and bustling with customers. He watched as burgers were assembled in assembly line fashion and handed to customers almost as fast as they could pay. People were happily eating 15-cent hamburgers out of paper bags in the parking lot or their cars. It was unlike any other restaurant Kroc had seen. In his own words, he was amazed by their speedy service concept. The restaurant was clean, family-friendly, and incredibly popular. This was proof that the brothers' streamlined system worked. Ray Kroc immediately recognized the huge potential of this concept. As a salesman, he could see how this successful formula might be replicated far and wide. Standing in the bustling San Bernardino burger joint, Ray Kroc found his calling. After seeing the operation, Ray Kroc approached Richard and Maurice McDonald with a proposition. The McDonald brothers had already started franchising, but on a small scale. The brothers were very cautious about expanding further, so growth was slow. Kroc, however, was eager. He pitched himself as the man who could take McDonald's national. He offered to work as a franchising agent for the McDonald brothers. Essentially, he would help open new McDonald's restaurants around the country while maintaining the brothers' strict quality standards. In 1955, Kroc and the McDonald brothers struck a partnership deal. That same year, on April 15, 1955, Ray Kroc opened his first franchised McDonald's restaurant in Des Plaines, Illinois. On its opening day, the Des Plaines restaurant earned $366.12 in sales, equivalent to roughly $4,300 in today's money. The restaurant itself had a distinct look. Kroc worked with architect Stanley Meston to design a red and white tiled building with a pair of bold golden arches on either side. Those golden arches would soon become the symbol of the brand. Over the next few years, McDonald's restaurants started popping up in city after city. By 1959, just 4 years later, McDonald's had opened its 100th restaurant. Kroc was tireless, traveling across the country to sell franchise licenses and ensure new stores followed the McDonald's formula. He insisted that every franchise maintain the same high standards of quality and service that the original had. This meant each restaurant had to strictly adhere to the preparation methods, recipes, and speedy processes the brothers had developed. Even as McDonald's expanded, tensions were growing beneath the surface. Ray Kroc was ambitious and laser-focused on growth, sometimes to the point of being stubborn. The McDonald brothers, on the other hand, were more conservative and were primarily concerned with protecting the quality of their brand. The agreement between Kroc and the brothers gave the McDonald brothers a small royalty from each franchise that Kroc sold. Kroc soon realized that after paying the brothers their share and covering expenses, his own profits were slim. Frustration built as Kroc realized he was doing the work of expanding the chain, but the terms of the deal limited his earnings and sometimes required getting the brothers' approval on decisions. To Kroc, the brothers seemed to lack urgency and vision for the massive expansion he envisioned. He later said that the brothers were content with a comfortable life, whereas he wanted to grow McDonald's into something much bigger. This brewing conflict helped set the stage for a dramatic change in ownership. In the 1950s, a financial advisor named Harry J. Sonborn joined Kroc's team and offered a solution to Kroc's problem. Sonborn convinced Kroc that McDonald's real money wasn't just in selling hamburgers. It could be in owning the land on which McDonald's restaurants were built. Following Sonborn's advice, Kroc set up a new strategy. He would form Franchise Realty Corporation to buy or lease the land for each new restaurant, then rent it to the franchisee. Franchise owners would pay rent and a percentage of sales. This real estate strategy became a core part of McDonald's success. It's often said that McDonald's is as much a real estate company as it is a burger chain. This shift provided Ray Kroc's business with the cash flow it needed. But as he grew McDonald's, it became increasingly clear that the McDonald brothers and Ray Kroc had different plans for the future. The brothers were proud of what they had created, but were not keen on an ever-growing corporate empire. Kroc was determined to franchise McDonald's into every major market. The relationship was becoming strained. Ray Kroc started to resent having to answer to the McDonald brothers at all. By 1960, all parties were looking for a way to resolve the situation. Ray Kroc was about to make a bold move to take full control of the business, even if it meant pushing the original founders aside. In 1961, the power struggle culminated in a defining moment for McDonald's. Ray Kroc decided to buy out the McDonald brothers entirely and gain full ownership of the company. After negotiations, they agreed on a price of $2.7 million for the brothers' stake in the business. That amount it was calculated to ensure that Richard and Maurice would each receive $1 million after taxes. A comfortable fortune at the time. To put it in perspective, $2.7 million in 1961 is roughly equivalent to $28 million today. From that point on, Ray Kroc's company would own the brand outright. The McDonald brothers would no longer be allowed to use their own name for any business. However, the buyout came with some controversy. Perspective, according to Richard McDonald, during the sale negotiations, the brothers requested to retain a royalty of 1% of the company's future sales. Ray Kroc rejected this. He told them that his financial backers would not approve of this royalty. In the end, Kroc agreed informally to a handshake deal that the brothers would get the 1%. According to Ray Kroc, this never happened. As part of the buyout, the brothers gave up the name McDonald's, but they kept their original restaurant in San Bernardino. They called it the Big M. Ray Kroc was furious that the original store was not a part of the deal. Feeling that the McDonald brothers had undercut him by holding on to that one restaurant, Kroc took it very personally. In a final act of vindictiveness, Ray Kroc decided to open a new McDonald's restaurant essentially across the road from the Big M. With McDonald's massive brand power behind him, Kroc's new restaurant quickly ran. The Big M out of business. After pushing out the McDonald brothers, McDonald's entered a period of explosive growth. By 1965, McDonald's had over 700 locations. McDonald's was becoming not just a restaurant, but a part of American culture. When Ray Kroc passed away in 1984, McDonald's had 7,500 restaurants across nearly 36 countries. As for the McDonald brothers, they lived out a quiet retirement in California. They reportedly had no regrets about selling, but it's hard to ignore that Ray Kroc became a billionaire, while the brothers left tens of millions on the table. In interviews years later, Richard McDonald expressed pride that his family name became known worldwide, even if he and his brother didn't share in the company's later riches. Their ideas in the 1940s laid the groundwork for fast food as we know it. Ray Kroc's drive and vision took that innovation and scaled it beyond what the brothers imagined.